So I've had the Nintendo Switch for about 2 months now, and I wanted to share with you what I like about it, some things that I may want to see in a future Switch revision, and also the games that I've collected for it so far. Hey everyone, I'm Kat, and if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for joining. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and leave me a comment down below because I love reading all of your lovely comments. And of course, please consider sticking around a while, checking out my other videos, and subscribing. For 2 years since its release in 2017, I've held off on getting a Switch because, well, I have way too many games on my backlog that I was trying to play first and enjoy. And although it had already come out with so many games that I wanted to play, I was still trying to hold off on games like Animal Crossing, of course, and the mainline Pokemon game, which we now know to be Pokemon Sword and Shield. And being primarily a handheld gamer, I knew that I was going to play the Switch on portable mode 99% of the time, and I thought that it would be too big for me. Have I proven myself wrong? Well, let's get into the video. In no particular order, the first thing that I like about the Nintendo Switch are the games. All the first-party Nintendo games that keep us all coming back to Nintendo. And on top of that, there are also so many third-party and indie games that are available on the Switch. The extensive and very impressive game library on the Nintendo Switch, only after 2 years, will sure keep you busy. Well, it'll keep me busy for hours and hours. The second thing that I like about the Switch is Nintendo Online. While I would still love to see some kind of a virtual console iteration on the Switch, I still think that it's a really cool way to have all these NES games with you on the go. I'm really excited to see how Nintendo will continue to improve on this service by adding more games or systems such as a Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, and maybe even Game Boy. Third thing that I like are the Joy-Cons. Having 2 controllers with you at all times is such a cool way to make sure that anyone can hop in as a second player at any time. There are so many Nintendo games that are so perfect for local multiplayer too, from racing games, party games, dance games, fighting games, you get the picture. It just makes experiencing multiplayer games so accessible and fun. The fourth is dock mode. I know everybody already knows about this, but I'm still blown away at how cool and innovative this feature is. And it's so easy to do too. Just pop it in the dock and you are playing from handheld to big screen TV. And the fifth thing that I like about it is the size. Remember how I thought that it would be too big for me? I had a few reasons why I thought the Nintendo Switch's size was a big deterrent for me buying it. It wouldn't fit in my smaller purses, it is too big to play in public for quick bursts, it'll be too uncomfortable for my little hands. It sounds a little weird saying it out loud, but I swear those were actual things that were keeping me from getting a Switch for a while. While some of those things are still valid reasons for me, what happened instead is that I enjoy playing the Switch so much that I just found solutions for all of these problems. I started carrying bigger purses so that I could throw my Switch case in it. I would still play it in public. It hasn't been an issue so far. And for handheld gaming, I use a Switch grip, which actually lets me play comfortably for hours. That said, if Nintendo releases a Switch Mini, I would 100% still buy it. I still would really enjoy a smaller size factor, a little bit more compact, and I feel that it would open up their market to gamers who are looking to purchase in a lower price point. I also feel that it would really be good for a kid-friendly option. Now, if they were to do just some minor revisions, I would love to see some native Bluetooth support so that I could use wireless headphones. And if I'm being nitpicky, because I already enjoy the Switch as it is, I would love to see some customization options. As you can see, I ended up reshelling my Switch. I really love this white shell and the colored buttons. So maybe if we see new colors for the Switch or even new Joy-Con designs, and also some themes so that we can can have a more exciting UI. I think that that would really just add to the experience. Now, I mentioned earlier that I started carrying some bigger purses to fit my Switch case, and the case that I use is the Tom Talk Slim hard shell case thing. I don't know what the official name is, but I'm going to be putting it somewhere below. It works very well for me because of the slim design, and it carries all of the games that I need. I have 8 in there right now and 1 that is currently in my Switch. So it's very basic. It doesn't have the mesh part that usually carries your Joy-Con straps or your charger. Again, it just works well for throwing in my purse, and it's very protective for your Switch, and they have multiple colors of it as well. Now let's get into the games. I don't know if you can see it right now in the camera, but I have a little section for my Switch games now where my red handhelds are. I kind of rearranged everything in my shelf to be a little color coordinated, and so for now it found its place where my red handhelds are, and I'm just gonna have to go grab it really quickly. So right now I have 13 physical Switch games, and the reason why it grew fairly quickly in 2 months is only because when I got my Switch, it actually came bundled with a few games already. I ended up keeping a couple of them and trading the others for games that I would like better. And as for the other games, it was just a little hard to resist, but all of these I got for pretty good deals, either waiting for sales at EB Games or getting them used. Again, in no particular order, my games are Octopath Traveler. Now this one I'm still playing through. I am loving it so far. I'm just trying to finish everyone's second chapter. The art style is gorgeous, the story is pretty intriguing. I usually quickly lose interest with finishing the story for turn-based RPGs. That's just me personally. I like stories to move a little bit quicker. I'm not a fan of level grinding and often ask my sister to level grind for me. With this game, I actually find that I enjoy the process of level grinding because of the unique battle system. If you hear some strange noises off to the side, my dog decided to join us yet again. Whenever I film, he feels the need to chew on a bone right near where my camera is. So, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Another stunning game. Everyone knows what Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is at this point. I haven't played this enough. And once I get more time off from work, I definitely want to sink a lot of hours in this one. I think the exploration part is my most favorite aspect about it. Just exploring, foraging, hunting, battling monsters, and finding new weapons. If I were to choose something that I don't like about it, it's the weapon system and how it can deteriorate. For a casual gamer like myself, I find that a little challenging for me, that I have to continually find new weapons. I just want to be able to buy weapons at a shop, and again, just me. Next is Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is so much fun. I'm not very good at it. I have had a handful of wins, but I'm not that leveled up. I don't have cool weapons yet, but I do really enjoy Splatoon 2, so arms. I downloaded the demo off the eShop, and I had to get the full game after that. I just think that it would be so much fun, especially playing with other people. It's such a fresh take on your regular fighting games. Tales of Vesperia, the Definitive Edition. The last Tales game that I actually played before this was Tales of Fantasia on the GBA. It has been many years since I last played a Tales game, but I remembered loving the story and the combat. I really like the battle system in Tales games. It is much more engaging for me than the turn-based RPGs like I mentioned earlier. So far, loving the story. I've been playing it non-stop, and the bonus content, like the costumes that you have with this Definitive Edition, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that that is available in the original game. I really enjoy dressing up the characters in other costumes. I've been playing this non-stop, I think, along with Octopath Traveler the most on the Switch right now. Just Dance 2017. I ended up downloading 2018 and 2019 Just Dances as well. Katamari Damacy Reroll. This copy is still sealed because before I found it in our local EB Games, I ended up downloading it because I was a little impatient. I thought that it would be harder to find some scalpers locally. We're trying to resell it for upwards of 150 Canadian. Ended up downloading it from the eShop and soon after found that our EB Games just restocked and it was only for $39.99 Canadian. It's such a fun, wacky game. I've never played a Katamari game before. The soundtrack gets stuck in my brain for days every time that I play this. It's a little dangerous, but it's so much fun. I've never played anything like it before. It's a little addicting. It's fun, but also stressful at the same time. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The only other Smash Brothers game that I've played is the one on the 3DS. I didn't really get to play it that much, and I don't remember why, but this one, I'm having so much fun just trying to unlock all of the characters. My go-to characters lately are Link, the Belmonts, and Isabelle from Animal Crossing. I'm by no means any good at this game, but I just think it's so exciting having a fighting game with all your favorite Nintendo characters in it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, another game that doesn't need any introduction. I feel like Mario Kart 8 is in everyone's Nintendo Switch library. LA Noire. This game is still sealed, unfortunately. Another game that I picked up on sale at EB Games. It was a game I knew that I wanted to buy for the Switch even way before I had one because I really enjoyed it on the Xbox 360. I never got to finish it, and I thought that being able to play it on a handheld would help me finish it sooner. LA Noire will just have to wait a little bit longer. And lastly, Super Mario Odyssey. I don't think I've ever had this much fun with a Mario game until Super Mario Odyssey. I know I love Nintendo and I grew up playing Nintendo, but I've just never been really good at Mario games, to be completely honest with you. I think the only Mario game that I actually fully finished was Yoshi's Island on the GBA, but the rest of them I would play a few levels and never really get through the full game. This one, on the other hand, I am going to try and complete. I really want to see the rest of the levels on this game. The visuals are stunning and it's so much fun being able to dress Mario up in different costumes, so another game I'm looking forward to playing more of. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. You are amazing and I will see you again in my next video.